Hi Craig, since we last spoke I've had a look at the relevant law concerning the different ways that we can structure a company to suit the way you do things in your business and to suit your needs. The first thing that I'd like to address is that you have substantial assets. You've got a pretty substantial home residence in terms of value, and plus you have your three investment properties as well. So whatever business structure we adopt or we look at adopting, I think we need to make it a priority that we choose one where we can protect those assets from any shortcomings or any liability that the business may attract. The structure I suggest is that we form a company, that you form a company, and the advantages of the company, the primary advantage is that the company is a separate legal entity. It's basically like another person, so it's separate to you, and any liabilities that your business attracts, your business being the company, they land on the company. Any prosecutions, any statutory fines, or any litigation, compensation orders, that lands on the company. That doesn't flow through to you, so you're protected, and they can't touch your assets. How the company's set up is your working capital that you're going to use for your business, you put that into a pool, and then that is shares are issued back to yourself, and then when your family decides to join later, you can just issue those shares to them in whatever proportion you want. You may want to do equal shares to your wife and your two sons, or you may want to keep more shares to have control of the company. The company can be run by one director and one shareholder, so in the meantime, until your sons and your wife come on board, you can just run things as they have been by yourself, but you still have your company and you still have that protection for your assets. And not only for your assets, but when you form the company, for your son's assets or any future assets that you or your sons or your wife accumulate. I'm assuming that you want to have control of the company to keep it private between you, your wife and your two sons. So when you form the company, there are default rules in the legislation that tell you how your company is to be governed, but they can be modified by a constitution. And the constitution is where you make your own rules of governance. A rule may be how to appoint directors, or another rule which is relevant and one we'll talk about in the future, if we go this way, if you decide to go this way, is to restricts the transfer of shares, so that you have control over who buys shares or who shares can be sold to, and that way when your sons come on board, you can allocate shares to them. You'll have that power, and if one of them leaves the business or, God forbid, passes away, then those shares, where they go and what happens to them, is decided by yourself or by the rules you put in your constitution. Right now, you're as a sole trader, you're vulnerable. Any liabilities or that your business attracts, or if your business folds and you're left with debts, substantial debts, then the creditors can come after you personally, and they can come after your properties. They can come after your home property and your commercial properties. Any fines, like we were talking the other week, you said that you have strict environmental requirements, and obviously workplace and health and safety requirements. Any criminal actions that come against you through those two areas, or any common law claims for compensation, at the moment that will come out of your pocket. But if we set the company up, they all land on the company. You're protected. There's only one area where you're not protected. When you're a director, when you become a director of your property, a director has certain duties, and if you breach those duties, then you leave yourself exposed to any compensation or offences caused by that breach. There are heavy reporting requirements compared to what you used to with the sole trader. There's a lot of record keeping, a lot of reporting, and a lot of administrative requirements, and also the costs significantly more, and the ongoing costs. But we do believe that the advantages in protecting those assets and in being able to include your family in the business far outweigh those of your current structure. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Craig.